Look at my Star Trek toys!
What's up? I didn't wait for the whoosh. Oh, unprofessional. Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. It's a little show where I'm Keith Varney. That's Mike and Deglio. It's not hard to figure out what the show is. It's just me showing Mike and Deglio
It's good
my
branding,
Star Trek
Keith.
toys.
Good branding. You know what I mean? Just say what it is.
Yeah, it's just very straightforward. It doesn't need to be mysterious. It's mysterious. So here we are. We are back doing another live unboxing and review of a Star Trek action figure. Today, we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the very first of my personal Enterprise collection here from the Art Asylum 7-inch figures from the Enterprise. And Mike, it was between episodes. You were like, I want to try to make our edges a little less, boxy. So
Right
we're
angled.
doing apparently the grunge episode.
See, but it looks
Look
good
at my
here.
Star Trek
I just have to
toys.
figure out how to isolate it for just the other spot. But
That's right. Well, here we are. We are going to entertain you in our grunge phase here with the this Art Asylum Star Trek Enterprise figure of Ensign Travis Mayweather. Now, Mike, true or false? You have never once in your life seen an episode of Enterprise.
well, that is true, Keith. I mean, for a variety of reasons. One of them being with which I have been forbade from doing so.
Until we get to reviewing it in 72 years.
Many years, yes.
We're going to be very, very old. But it does star...
To be fair, we're already very, very old.
Well, as we keep discovering, you keep getting older, even if you're already old.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it stars your captain, your friend Scott Bakula. So that
I do love the back.
It's going to be fun. So in 2002, right when the Enterprise was premiering, Art Asylum started a line of Enterprise action figures in its first line here. And so these came out at the same time as the Nemesis figure we reviewed last week, but this obviously is the Enterprise line. So here is what comes in the line. We have our Archer, our T'Pol, our Malcolm Reed, our Travis Mayweather. We have Klang, the Klingon, and Silik, the Suliban, in this first line. Also, they did a phaser and a communicator and the ship itself, but they also, coming soon at this point, they have the Away Team series where they're all wearing spacesuits.
Oh, cool.
So these these figures are pretty interesting. They're not super hard to get. There are some more rare things. We will be showing some of them on there. But do you know the premise of Enterprise, Mike?
No. It's early, right? It's like a prequel.
It is a prequel even of the original series. So it happens. This is the first Earth ship to warp out and start discovering. So it is the Enterprise NX-01, meaning it's a prototype Enterprise.
Oh, that's cool.
Which explains why the 1701 is the first, even though it is the Enterprise. So, a couple fun things here on the box as we're looking at it. Mike, do you see what's happening here? It comes with extra hands.
Oh, that's what I like, man. That's fun. We saw those with the Riker we looked at once upon a time.
Did we?
We looked at like new toys that were coming out that had those.
We don't have one.
No,
yeah.
Correct. Yeah, we don't have a lot of things.
It's a thing now, and like the Michael Myers I have behind me has like 16 different sets of hands.
Yeah,
I don't know what
cool.
to do with them, so it looks like he just cut off his own hands, like littered at his feet. I don't know. We'll see. But we also have a phaser, and we have a communicator and a pad, as well as the extra hands. So, and the last detail about the outside of this box before I bust this thing open that I really love, and that is the price tag from KB Toys, the greatest toy store to ever toy
Little toy soldier guy
in history. KB Toys, greatest toy store I have ever been in my life. Burlington, Vermont, University Mall. Just absolute chaos. If you just dug, there were layers of toys on the shelves. Just keep, like digging and digging, and you'll find old toys, and they didn't even bother to take them out. The prices are still the same. They've been there for 5 years. Doesn't matter. You just go. It's like a garage sale, but an actual toy store. Greatest toy store. I miss it dearly. All right, so let's open this thing up, shall we?
Let's
now
do
this
it.
one
Do you have a knife this
looks
time?
like no.
Okay.
But this one is better sealed, so I don't think we're going to have any nicotine issues. But we'll see. Toy collectors, don't smoke inside. You're going to mess up your toys. And obviously, don't smoke, period. But whatever, you got to live your life. But here we go. So let's get into this. So, this one comes with a stand. So already I'm seeing differences from the Nemesis toys to this one. This comes with more hands, more choking hazards, and it has a stand. So it seems like they were a little bit discount on the movie line for Nemesis. I think people would say that about Nemesis as well. So this we opened up and looked at last week. If you want to know what's in this, you can just check our last episode. So let's get into the stand, which is interesting. So while I'm focusing on opening things, Mike, tell us more stuff.
Malky, thanks for that great pitch.
Well, you didn't pick it up last time.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I have to now walk up to you and hand you the ball.
I know.
Because otherwise
weird.
I'm just like
it's weird because
flop there at your feet like a dead fish.
I have I thought I was done work for the day, but as we've been doing this, it's been trickling in, and so I've been trying to field emails whilst showing interest, and it's not been going great, I'll say. Is that the stand?
Okay, I have a lot of questions. Because there's no hook or anything from the stand. It's just you know what this could be?
Pog?
It's not a pog, but it's got relief there.
Like a Play-Doh?
It could be a cookie mold.
Who pitched that? They were like, guys, maybe it was holiday season.
I mean, I don't think it's designed to be that, but like if you made some sugar cookies, you could make Enterprise cookies with this.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
I mean, hey, my brother's birthday is coming up, and he worked on the show.
Say on the box what that is.
What if I brought Sean Enterprise cookies?
That would be pretty cool. I got to tell you, that would be pretty cool.
All right. So those are Oh, that's fun. So they have the credits for the people who worked on the figure, and they label them the Asylum inmates.
Huh.
Very funny. I like it. It does not. Oh wait, hold on. No, it does not explain what it is or what its purpose is, unless anywhere else. I'm just gonna.
He's got a weird neck too.
This says that. Yeah, I saw that. It's just called an Enterprise base. So, okay.
Maybe it's like those toys that are like mixing with the Universal monsters. Maybe it's like a hunchback scenario.
It's a hunchbox. Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. We're gonna investigate that further. But first, you have to eat your vegetables, folks. So we always start with the choking hazards, including the Enterprise era phaser, the first phaser, which I think looks pretty cool. Honestly, it's a cool looking phaser, and thankfully, it's painted and not just purple plastic or green plastic like Playmates. But again, at a higher price point, at a larger scale, you can do a lot more. So, as a world-renowned Playmates apologist these days. Okay, so we also have the communicator and the tricorder. I think it's a tricorder. So they still had the flip phones for this era because it took place before original series. So they had to continue. So that the technology is very interesting because they had to make it a little bit more contemporary because this was 2002 as opposed to 1960 something. But they couldn't make it look beyond what the original series had. So they still had to have the flip phone communicators, whereas next gen they were moved up to the deltas. But of course, the irony is, what's going on over there?
I'm sorry. I'm
The
pressing all the
irony
wrong buttons.
is, 2002 2003, that was the hardcore flip phone era.
Mm.
So this was pre-iPhone. So that's actually what people were using at that point. All right, so we have those. Now we have the choking hands. So the first removable hands of a Star Trek figure I've ever played with. So if you want to do the movie monster, you've got oh god, hand down.
Instantly became a cat choking hazard.
Absolutely. So if you want to do like movie monster hands,
Cool.
I'm not
Options
sure
are
if-
always good, man. I think whether you use them or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're designed specifically so that you can hold these choking hazards, but they don't look particularly different to me than the standard hands. So we're just gonna put the hands to the side and worry about and see what happens here. So let us fight through the choking hazards. Now normally this is where I pass you the ball because I'm really focusing on the seatbelts, but that's not what's happening here. Because Mike, he works for a living, as we all do. Amazingly, this YouTube show does not pay for our full lives, the extravagant lifestyles that we lead here. So
But somehow it doesn't pay zero, which is equally surprising.
it is more shocking.
Yeah.
We make tens of dollars, guys. Just so you know.
And
All
we're
right.
thrilled by that, by the way.
And delighted. All right. So, cat toys for later. Let's get in here and see Ensign Mayweather. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Mayweather appears to be packing.
Wow. The sculpt of the uniform is a little more appealing than last time.
It's got a lot of detail to
The
it.
zipper.
Oh. Okay. All right. So this is really interesting. So you know how I was talking, where did Data go? He's around here. Still got him next to me. Where the heck did he go? Oh, here it is. So I was calling far too much attention to Data's crotch in the last review, and how the articulation there, it's not really it's very simple and sort of very obvious. We've got the action figure crotch happening here. But you notice something different
He's skinny?
about the ensign here? Just stare at the ensign's crotch and tell me what's different.
Oh, there's no leg articulation?
No, he has leg articulation.
Oh, they just kind of blended it in? What are they, flexy?
He's wearing actual pants over
Oh my
the
goodness.
joint.
That's
So,
cool.
He's wearing flexible rubber fabric over the articulation itself. Oh, I'm a little nervous to go too far with it. I don't want to tear it, but that's actual flexible rubber. And why he looks like he's endowed.
But he does have knee bendies too, right?
He has regular style knee bendies, which are not a ball joint. It's just sort of forward and backwards with ankle articulation there, and he has the full arm articulation, and he has the shoulder articulation here, which Data does not. So it's interesting because Playmates had variations in the articulation from line to line, and they worked their way up to the full sort of thigh and arm articulation, and then once the Warp series came, like 5 came out, they bailed on all of that because obviously it was too expensive. So these Enterprise figures feel more premium than this one here. So just getting your feel. The only flexible rubber here is on his pants, which allow for the leg articulation. Everything else is hard rubber. It's a pretty good facial sculpt, honestly. Okay, and we're back. Well, Mike had some technical issues, and it gave me a chance to do something a little indelicate to this figure here because I was curious, and I didn't do it on camera because there's enough weird stuff out on the internet already.
Mm.
So my question was, not surprisingly, because I'm a child, what's going on with Travis's junk? And it's his rather prominent lower protuberance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Here in his flexi pants. So I wanted to know, is that structural? Is that part of the articulation or whatever?
Did you go digging, Keith?
I might have gone digging just a little bit, and I noticed that the data here, dude's a Ken doll, so not a problem there. Travis, not a Ken doll at all. So as I went digging down there because I'm me, and guess what? It's not part of the. Yeah, he's having to cover it there. It is not part of how the figure is articulated.
It's part of the flappy pants? Or no, there's actually something in there.
They added extra rubber in there. Because
is it part of the narrative of the show?
Yes, a giant.
I mean, I don't know.
I do not remember it being addressed, but I mean, look, it's. I'm sure it's accurate, but they definitely made a point of putting in some extra rubber in there to make sure the bulge happened.
Okay.
I don't know. Did he have some friends on the team? I don't know what's going. I'll have to check out the other ones to see if the now Enterprise, as it wasn't doing well, became a very sexy show. There's a lot of stuff happening on that show that does not usually happen on Star Trek.
Well,
so
maybe that's it.
So we were wondering about the hunchback of it all. It's actually not so bad if you put his head back. He has a little bit more flexibility and articulation than Data here, because Data you can't get him to sort of look up and look normal, whereas with Mayweather here he can look normal.
Ish. It's still it bothers me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, just a little bit. You just gotta put his shoulders back, but that's not too bad.
Okay.
It that could be worse. It is a little bit. I will say though,
that is better.
I think it's a hell of a figure.
Yeah, that's a better figure, I think. I
think this is a fantastic figure. I think the sculpt is great. The fabric texture is great. Not seeing the seams in the joints. They're covering the seams incredibly well.
Actual clothing is always cool, I think.
And I think that's really good. So let's play handoff. So is that hand measurably different than the other hand? It is not, sir. The hand is. Why did they give us extra hands if the hands aren't different? Look at that. They're like
one's a little
the same hand.
No, the fingers are a little more spready.
Not really.
Maybe not.
Like, hold on, let me get my fabric up so you can see it. Like, it's just the same hand. Here we go. It's the same hand. Look at that. Why did they give us two of the same hand?
A spare?
But you don't need a spare if you just make it so you can't take it off.
Maybe one for each choking hazard, and then you can just swap choking hazard in. I don't know, man. I'm reaching.
That is really strange. It's true of the other hand as well. They're the same hands.
That's
Why?
Bizarre.
Why do we have two copies of the same hands? Is that an error? Did we get something messed up in the figure that I got? Somebody's got answers. Also, never take the hands out, because now they're going to be impossible to get back in. I'm going to be really glad that I have two, because I'm definitely going to break it putting it back in. That's really strange. Somebody out there knows, people who are, smart with action figures. I don't really know. So, okay, there we are. Look, all of that said, I think it's a fantastic figure. I really now am gonna be very invested in getting the full set of Enterprise figures because these are great.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know not everybody loves Enterprise. I think Enterprise gets really good by the end, right before they got canceled, sadly. But I think that's a hell of a figure. I'm excited about these.
All right.
So there you go. Lots of fun stuff. We have dipped our toes into Art Asylum, the Diamond Select. I'm gonna need more of those, so I've got to figure out how to get my hands on more of those. So next week we were going to be dipping further into. We're going back to Playmates. We're going back to 6 inches. We are going back to the J.J. Abrams movie because we are going to unbox and review Nero,
Okay.
the bad guy. So it will be slightly more interesting.
love a baddie.
That should be fun. So if you enjoyed this nonsense and would like to have more of it, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/KM and join these fantastic people who are supporting the show in lots of different ways, some of which financial, some of which just sending us really cool stuff. So we thank everybody here. You can check out our other show. Keith and Mike watch Deep Space Nine. We are well into season 5 now. We are right in the heart of it. Super fun. We're doing that. We do bonus episodes. We do live watch-alongs frequently. Every episode.
We're
Mike
about
watches,
to do a town hall. Not.
We're going to do a
maybe
town
next
hall
month.
at some point, or maybe we already did. Who knows when this airs?
Yeah. True.
So lots of fun stuff. Patreon.com/KM. Thank you so much for watching our little nonsense about toys, and you're welcome that I groped him off camera. Take that out of context. We'll see you back here next week with another episode of.
No.
Oh,
Look at my Star Trek toys.
Yep, sounds right. That's on brand. Whoosh.